Cup. We're going to, guess who? Who?
The Geordie.
The Geordie, yeah.
Why, man?
Jay Ween, Newcastle fan. It's a first on our show.
Hi Stan and Steve, I'm Jay Ween. Can't wait for you guys to come over to discuss on the 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Liverpool. See you guys soon.
Heading to Newcastle fans' house, and you reckon he'll be happy with that 1-1 draw that they had on the weekend?
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be jumping through hoops. It's a great result for Newcastle.
Well, they really parked the bus right at the last.
Yeah, because you've got a master tactician.
But you understand why as well.
Of course you can, because you've got a manager who's shrewd and he knows the game. And do you think he's going to go and be gung-ho and let Liverpool walk all over them? No, he's not.
It's a great point.
And if you had a little bit of Benitez in Klopp, then you might have a different Liverpool side.
Jay Ween, 1-1 at the weekend against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Early season not spending. Getting that 1-1 against with Rafa Benitez in charge against his former side. Are you happy with that point?
I guess with the squad that we have now, we have to be very happy with the 1-1. We're very satisfied with our result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You like the way Rafa Benitez got that result in terms of the way that later after getting the equaliser, he closed shop. He managed to do with the limitations he has.
Yeah. On paper, I guess, player to player, we are far off the opposite standards. Exactly. So it's a matter of Rafa Benitez, implying his tactics into the team and then managing everybody play to their system, to his system, and then we get the result. So I think everybody, it's just St. James Park, fans around the world, Newcastle, we are satisfied.
You're not surprised, isn't it? Fans must be ecstatic with that point. The fact that Liverpool created that many chances and still walk away with 1 point.
There was opportunities, not great chances. Sturridge had a great chance and so did Salah midway through the second half. But and we said it before, if Klopp had a little bit of nous and a little bit of Benitez in terms of his outlook and his defending, then Liverpool would have won that 1-0. They don't have to go and get the second. They don't need the second. Liverpool should have just defensively shut up and said, okay, if Newcastle, you don't want to come at us, we're winning 1-0.
Yes.
Now, we'll defend, because Newcastle wouldn't have been good enough. I haven't said that. Liverpool are so poor defensively that even Newcastle could have nicked it. If Newcastle would have been brave, they could have nicked it because Liverpool's so poor defensively.
It comes to that point where Shelvey put in that through ball, Joselu just finishing it, just carved open that centre-back area for Liverpool. How crucial is Shelvey? We saw two sides of him this season. We saw him get a red card. I was looking at it at halftime of that game. He didn't look like he wanted to play football. He got a red card in the second half. But now, whatever Rafa Benitez has done behind the scenes, he seems to be turning up for games.
He's good enough for Newcastle, and that's no disrespect. He's not good enough for any of the other clubs. That's why Liverpool let him go. He's got a short fuse, both on and off the pitch. He actually had a bit of a set to it, Mane. He was lucky to get away with it in the first half.
Yeah.
And the referee didn't see it. So he's a good player for Newcastle. He's their playmaker. But Liverpool didn't close him down. They didn't show him enough respect. Liverpool just think they can go out and beat teams by going forward and attacking. They can't do it. Benitez is a master of tactician. And that was evident to see.
Are you Jonjo fan?
I am. To me, like Steve said, in this current Newcastle squad, I think he's the most important player. You saw that red card early? I saw the red card.
First 4 games.
Exactly.
He was fused as well, short fused in that game.
He had short fuse. But then he has to learn. He has to learn. In my honest opinion, in the current England team, they need someone like him as well. Yes, he has short fuse, but then his passes, his long passes, they said that he finds people. Imagine his passes find someone like Chamberlain or Harry Kane. It might work better for England. That's my honest opinion.
It's a great point. When you look at England in midfield at the moment, it's well, you got Jake Livermore that we talked about.
Fabian Delph.
Delph is now out. But Wilkes, they've called Wilkes in. I mean, yeah, why not? You know, it's. I've seen worse players play for England, although who's been in the squad beforehand. But I'm going to ask a couple of questions. That, from the start of the season, when he'd never won in the first 3 games, what was your expectation? Did you think Rafa would go, and do you think you're in for a bit hard season?
I would think that Rafa was playing his cards well. Okay, during the time of the transfer market, he was trying to pressure Mike Ashley, you know, to come up with the money and so on. But then after that, he's being pragmatic back, working with what he has, and then getting, I mean, leaving out of the Daywoods, such as Jack Colback, people like all the Steven Taylor's era, people are all gone. So we have a very young team. So all the players now,
25 years, the youngest in the Premier League by average for this season.
And we have Robbie Elliott around 31 as goalkeeper. Yeah. So this team, they listen. They are able to listen to Rafa, instilling his mentality, his tactics. I think it works well for us.
We're just alluding to Michael's question. It's a very good question. I mean, top managers not given the money. We've seen managers, even at top clubs, whine about it. But it does show the quality and the mentality of Rafa Benitez, isn't it? He loves to finish whatever he starts. We've seen that throughout his whole career, and he's done that again. He's stuck by it.
Even with top players, he will coach them, and he will work tactically.
And that's what Fernando Torres said about him.
He leaves no stone unturned.
Exactly.
Even when he was at Liverpool, he based his game on defence, on work, and being very, very solid. He's done that with Newcastle.
Exactly.
He's done that with Newcastle without a shadow of a doubt.
What's my concern now with Rafa Benitez is there's no doubt he's going to be trying to see out the season if he's provided enough coming the next transfer window as well, and whatever he's got to do till that transfer window. We just rewind back to the summer. If you had a choice, the one player that I knew every fan has, that one player they wanted at the club, who did you want at that point that was not there?
I would want to have a striker, a new striker.
And any particular name that you wish that would ended up in Newcastle?
The names he's going to say he couldn't have.
No,
he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go to Newcastle.
In that sense, I don't know whether he's level-headed or he wishes for big things. So I'm just asking.
See, Burnley have got it right, because Burnley went for Chris Wood, the striker from Leeds.
Now they spend big on him.
But there's a double-edged sword with Chris Wood, because they're saying if Burnley would be a great striker for Burnley, if Burnley go down, which they won't, they don't look like going down, then he's going to get them back up again, because he's going to score 20-odd goals in the Championship.
Exactly.
So you're buying with a bit of a safety valve as well. So you're buying good players. You can't buy top quality players because the top 8, 9 clubs, they won't come to Newcastle. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Newcastle historically is a fantastic club, but if they've got choices now, give it London, giving it Arsenal, giving it West Ham's even now, Everton's, Liverpool's, Man United's, so on. Newcastle's going to be bottom of the list.
So Jay Ween,
there was a hope during that time that I was hoping for Andy Carroll to come back.
Okay, so that's the name I wanted. So come end of the
why
season,
didn't you tell him that?
Come end of the season, do you think Rafa Benitez will still be in charge of Newcastle? Yes or no?
Yes, I think yes.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. How does this England team compare to the team in the Italian 19? Is he really crying at time?
He was crying, yeah, look at him, crying his eyes out. I was laughing.
Michael, I was really impressed with Jay Ween. I thought, wow.
I've been impressed with 99.9%.
Now, the reason I was impressed with him because he's one of those minorities who supports a side that most majority nations won't, because it's just heartache most of the time.
Yeah.